Hi everyone, we're going to try doing some voiceover. This is the Your Succ-ing Amazing soap in 5x speed with lots of editing, but I want to walk you through just the basic steps. My oils were master batched, so the first thing you see me mixing is just re-blending my solid oils with my liquids, and then in goes the coconut milk, water, lye, sodium lactate. And we're going to blend to just emulsion / very light trace here. I need 3/4 cup of soap batter to pour some star embeds for the star soap because it needs to be restocked. So that's what you see me doing here. Fun little fact about embed molds. If you need to know how much soap batter you need for a mold like this, I find the easiest way is to fill the mold with water and then pour the water into a measuring cup, and you will know your volume of your mold, so you can easily calculate that and pour it off of a batch like this and maybe save yourself a little bit of time. So now I'm starting to split this up into 3 containers for my 3 different colors of this soap. You'll see me multiple times tapping on my fragrance reminder card because this soap has not been scented yet. The first time I attempted this soap, I forgot the fragrance oil. So there's a lovely soap on my website called Forgotten Fragrance because it is unscented. This first color that I'm starting with for the bottom layer is Alpine Green from Nurture Soap, and the fragrance oil is Lush Succulent from Brambleberry. I didn't feel like this was quite a thick enough trace to do the sculpted layers that I want to do. So I'm going to hit this with the immersion blender just a little tiny bit, a couple short bursts to thicken it up. The tool you see me using here is just an icing scraper. You can get them just about anywhere. And I have cut this one. I have a piece that's big enough that it covers the whole mold at one time for like a straight swipe. And I have this little extra piece that I use to make like some wavy lines. Okay, moving on to the next color. This is Neon Pink Pigment from Nurture Soap. This is right about the time I started to kind of freak out because my soap was moving along pretty well, and I was starting to get a little bit nervous about that top layer. Okay, last color. This is Green Vibrance, also from Nurture. And you can see my soap is setting up like thick pudding. Just a note about green micas, they do tend to morph in the soaping process. The first couple days they kind of look greenish, grayish, brownish. Don't freak out too much if when you cut your soap it's not exactly the green you wanted it to be, because they will typically change back within, I don't know, 2 or 3 days of the cut. This is Sahara mica from Nurture, blended in some walnut oil. Maybe just a little more than I probably needed, but I wanted I wanted to leave some gaps between the embeds on the top of the soap, and I wanted like some sparkly gold showing up through the gaps. So that's what I was going for. Not quite sure I got it, but that's what it is. Okay, so embeds are up next. My embeds are made with soap dough. I use the vegan-friendly palm-free recipe from Love and Soap Studio. It's on the website. The only thing that I change is I swap the shea butter for mango butter, just because I love mango butter and I always have it. It's in almost all of my soaps. Keep in mind that if you make changes to any soap recipe, you should always put it in the lye calculator and double check the lye quantity moving forward in case the saponification value of your oil swap is different and the lye quantity changed. I used the Wilton succulent mold for these embeds, and I noticed that when I started I was having trouble getting a clean release. Some of my little pointy leaves and details were getting stuck in the mold, so I started brushing the mold with just a tiny bit of alcohol and a little tiny paintbrush, and that gave me a really clean release. So that's something to keep in mind if you're ever having trouble working with soap dough in a mold. Okay, moving on to final touches. I held back some of the pink soap. That's the neon pink pigment from Nurture, and I've just put that in a piping bag with a pretty large open star tip, and I'm just going to pipe in some little accent succulent things on there. And then comes the glitter, because everything is better with glitter. There is no denying it. I don't care what you say. Everything's better with glitter. This is Crafter's Choice Super Sparkle Light Gold Mica. And that's it, folks. We just have to walk away and come back and cut it tomorrow.